Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we had Malibu. That's an oldie but a goodie, and it's smooth, and it put us on a nice beach for the day.
For sure.
And now I'm here with you. Nothing personal, by the way. Got a few people in here.
All right. Hello to lovely Lori. She's first like usual. Marvelous Michael. Super C's in the house. Marvelous Michael Sanborn's in the house. Awesome Antiquarian and Popular Puddings as well.
So it's going to be a fun show tonight. It's going to be a fun show.
Say it like Ed Sullivan.
Got a really, really big shoe.
Not like Mr. Ed.
A couple more people came in. Do your job.
Jazzy Jay's here and Jazzy Jeff as well.
There you go. All righty. So why don't we get into everybody's sales? And I want to preface this by asking everybody, Mr. Magazine and I, thank goodness, usually don't talk before the show. But we actually did today for a couple of minutes, and it was brutal. And he asked me if Monday was a really, 2 days ago, Monday was a really, really bad sales day. And I want to know, first, as usual, I want to know how everybody's sales were. But I want to know if people noticed Monday was really, really bad. And I know we're going to go out of order here for a moment, but my Monday on eBay, I sold 2 items total. 1 item was at auction. So out of the store, with 21,500 or so items listed, I sold 1 item on eBay.
That's
atrocious.
That's worse than putrid. It's worse. I don't even know.
It's atrocious. I mean, it's just,
bad.
Yeah, 1 out of 21,000.
Atrocious is better than that. Atrocious is like 5 items.
Oh, all right. It's really, really atrocious. So
Cube.
Just wanted to know how your sales were in general and how your sales were on Monday. And how were your sales on Monday, Mr. Magazine?
Mine were putrid. Shockingly, because we've been averaging 300 to 400 orders a day for probably 2 months now. We kicked it in high gear, and Monday, we had some bad eBay days in the last couple weeks, but like Monday, every platform was bad. DVD sites down, websites down, sales, Amazon sales were down, and eBay was horrid. So something going on online, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish for once, and I'm going to rue the day I said this, I wish we had spoken earlier, because I would have done some research to see if some sort of a servers were down or there was some kind of an issue or something.
Yeah,
because it was terrible on Monday. Now, how about leave Monday out of it? How were your sales otherwise?
Pretty steady. Like I said, eBay's had a couple up and down days. We've still been selling some higher end items to compensate for the lower sales, but I can't complain other than Monday was just super shocking to me, because you're going to have a couple, if we're doing 300 to 400 orders, we did a 280, we did a 240. Okay, not the end of the world. Like DVD site was still good.
Yeah.
Website was still good. But Monday, like everything was bad. It's like, for whatever reason, it's almost like the Super Bowl. No one was on the internet buying stuff, it seems.
Now, let's see what other people are saying too, and see if other people notice Monday being bad.
Beautiful barbers in the house. How's it going? Let's see what Michael had to say.
Monday, not so good, below average. Right. Okay.
Jazzy Jackass, how's it going? Let's see here. We got Don is in the house.
Stinks,
you got that right. And hello back to you. All right. Very good. Glad you got it. Very happy for anyone that got their hoodies, and thanks for the advertising. Lovely Lori. Sometimes I think we're invisible. I agree with you there.
Yeah, but if everybody had a bad Monday, that's something was going on. Something beyond us.
Nice Nova. How's it going? Yeah, Monday was garbage. Yeah.
Okay.
And Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels. How's it going? Lovely Linda. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Cool Kelly.
Monday sales were fine.
Oh, wow.
17 orders. Oh, wow.
All right.
Kelly took all of our sales.
That's it. Yeah. Let's see, Michael.
18 sales and 17 more. Can I complain?
All
okay.
right.
So it must have just been a Rochester thing. Trending up slightly. Okay.
Right, good. Monday was bad. All right.
Yeah, again, and usually you read about like if servers were down or things like that.
Right. Oh, really?
Occasionally GPT 404 errors. Okay.
Super Steve, how's it going? No, stunk. Not just Monday. All right. All right. Always equal Eric, how's it going? How you doing today?
Oh, I wouldn't do that to you, Eric.
Oh.
You know,
No, he was
better.
doing it. If it was his right hand, he was doing it to me.
That's a good point.
So
Very good point.
obviously,
Very good point. Can an error message in German?
Oh, nice.
Verboten.
Oh gosh.
7 sales in March. Ooh.
Wow.
Oof. Week has been steady except for Monday.
So,
Okay, yeah, that would be what
more
yes.
often than Monday's issue going on. Yeah.
Tons of lowball offers.
Welcome to our world.
Wow. So a couple people did well on Monday.
Good, yeah. Awesome. Monique, how are you doing?
You know what that makes me wonder then is if I don't know a lot about how they do computers and all that kind of stuff, but if like some people were visible and some people weren't visible,
right,
makes you wonder on something other like that. Okay, so sales sound. I mean, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, it was fine. I mean, the week was fine. Sales were fine on everything over there, other than Monday. That was horrid. And what I was blaming part of it on was that I only have 39 items right now up at auction when I try to have 100 up,
right,
which means I'm barely listing anything whatsoever. So that could be part of it too on my end. And my excuse for the week was the NCAA tourney. So maybe people were doing that all weekend long. Kind of interesting. After day 2 of the tourney on CBS, every single bracket was busted.
Oh, I heard. Yeah,
there were no perfect brackets
yeah.
after day 2 of the tourney.
It's crazy. Yep.
Is that at Amazon?
Yes. Awesome. Amazon's in the house. How's it going? And Don's got something very important to say.
Oh, there you go. Hit the like button. Do appreciate it. 3 sales an hour on Saturday. 1 sale since. Oh, something is up. I swear. Yeah, I definitely do agree with you on that one over there. Seems like it.
All right. Appreciate that.
Promoted 33 out of 52. So that's 65% promoted. So definitely that change that they made is costing us money.
Mm-hmm.
More promoted. Offers, 161 offers I got to make, down 25% from the prior week.
Wow.
So definitely less traffic
going on. Yep.
54 of the 161 were older, which is a little more than usual. Also, that's a third older. So that's kind of interesting. Did sell 3 items on Etsy, 1 item on Biblio.
Wow.
5 items on $1,000,000 on eBay.
Now, were any of them platforms more sales on Monday than your eBay? That would be funny.
$1,000,000 sold 1, which is the same number as the Papergoy. $1,000,000 has like 500 items on it. Yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, it's super. It's super.
Oh man.
And big news. Sold a Flophouse CD.
Ooh,
I'm in the money on Flophouse CDs, and I've only listed half a box of them. One of these days, I'll list the rest of them. Daily lister, 30 new items daily. Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, at the day job, unfortunately, I can't do that. Do you standard promoted percentage or variable? I've been doing, I do both, actually. The early on stuff that I first put on, I do at the variable, and the new stuff that gets listed in, I do at 2%. So, and I think you're doing both too, if I remember right. Yep. So we do it both ways. Hop on that over there. Wow. So wow. How about any buys, Mr. Magazine?
Let's see. We got a big Batman buy the other day. I think I mentioned it. We finally struck the deal, and he delivered everything yesterday. Amazing stuff, all kinds of props, autographs, original artwork, prints, and like 30 frame pieces, and Adam West cowl, tons of different Batmobiles, just awesome stuff. And sadly, because I collect it right now and I'm so busy, just storing it all in the corner. So basically, I just put a lot of money, a lot of thousands of dollars in the corner just to sit for now. But it's stuff you don't see very often either. And I love,
it's not going to go down in value.
I love collecting, and I'll go through, and I'm sure I'll sell some of it off or some duplicates. And then we just had Aaron, who watches the show, drive to New Jersey to see Chris, who I bought. We worked out a deal with the collection of movies and some magazines, a little bit of everything. Great guy, some sports stuff. So I reached out on a website to him, and we knew each other from the past, trying to work a deal out for some pennants. And we struck the deal. Really nice guy, and hopefully we'll be doing some more deals down the road.
Nice. Nice. So I've got a buy on Saturday with somebody that I've bought magazines from before. They've got a whole house with books and things like that, so that should be interesting. A buddy of mine just gave me a lead on another person I have to call that lives right near me as well that's supposed to have some books and stuff, so that should be good. No estate sales that are good that I saw this week. I did go to an estate sale on Thursday or Friday last week, Friday, literally because it was just across the bridge and I was out and about for my day job and it was about a 5-minute drive out of my way. I get a break. Let me go here. So I ended up going over there. I spent $18.50 for like 15 items. It's all listed. A lot of stuff, some old yearbooks and books from Geneva, New York and things like that. So I can't argue. I mean, it's going to be slow selling stuff, but yeah. I'll do fine with it. And they had some books over in one of the closets and I had a pile of books. So the lady, you know, I like to look while the lady's pricing things up just because I'm in a hurry. So I can't really stand there with every item she's doing. So she goes through the pile of stuff and then puts the thing on top of it saying how much I owe, you know, and I'm still looking. And some guy comes in and starts looking at the books and she goes, "Oh, no. Those are sold, sir. Those are sold to the guy in the closet." And I'm like, wait, but how exactly do I answer that? Hold on, I'm not in the closet. So maybe she knows something I don't. I don't know, but that was the fun of the day. Now we're gonna head on into Glitch of the Week. Actually, don't have too many this week, other than the entire internet being down Monday.
Exactly, sales down.
Mr. Magazine actually got a Glitch of the Week. Somebody or other, and this is the kind of buyer that actually I do like. They sent Mr. Magazine a note. They had made an offer on an item and bought an item, but they were having some problems with checking out. "Hi, thanks for the offer. I'm trying to pay for this, but every screen seems to show different prices on both the item and postage. I imagine it's just eBay and I can get this sorted by tonight." So those are the kind of buyers that we like. Not some buyers. Sometimes you get these buyers that when eBay has a glitch like that, they flip out. What are you doing? Blaming us, I took an offer on this, and this guy's like, it's just an eBay glitch. We'll take care of it. We'll figure out. Whoa!
Oh, Murgy's in the house.
Oh, I thank you. Oh, awesome. Oh, very good. Go Ralphie. Oh, we definitely do appreciate it. And one of these days when we find the time, we've been promising it for a year. We're going to do a follow-up on the warehouse. We really will.
I thought you mean follow up on the Ralphie. The real Ralphie.
I've been looking when I've been out at sales. Yeah. No, we will. Definitely will.
We can have someone to build a custom one too.
Well, they haven't started the those things. The big plastic one or anything. They haven't started the
carnivals.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for.
We're going to get a real wooden one so then I can hit you over the head with it.
What were you, Three Stooges?
Yeah.
Sends me to homes to pick up donations. I put one home with a dumpster full of old jazz records.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. You know where we're located, Eric.
That's right.
You can pick it up and bring it on by. We'll give you something for it. Hey, we'll give you a laurel and hearty handshake. Something. Have you tried using stamps lately, Mr. Magazine, the last day or two?
I believe I have. Why, is there an issue?
No, I think I fixed your media problem.
What was the problem?
Some setting got screwed up over on stamps from Mr. Magazine, and it was not showing media mail. So definitely check tomorrow and see if it's
I wonder if
available.
My employees did that.
Might be, yeah. Oh, question: use hat cage and washing machine, or hand wash your hats?
I use a hat cage.
Okay.
But they come out weird. Sometimes the brims are flat because they get, I like to curve them a little bit. So
there you go. Nice.
And then these cave in a little bit. Sometimes if they get too wet and washed too many times. But it is nice.
Couple of other things over here. They were having the problem. They were having the problem again on eBay where if somebody bought multiple items and you went and you put in the tracking number because they didn't buy them together, it wasn't disappearing off the items to be shipped list. But if you click through, the tracking was in there. So if something was lagging, they were still showing up as having to be shipped. With my non-OCD, it drives me crazy. So I end up having to archive them because I'm like, I can't see that number up there that says I have things to ship when I know I don't have anything to ship. And then another issue, which I don't know. Oh, yeah. That is true. Tough love. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to show Mr. Magazine something over here. This was a glitch that I found. I was listing a Us magazine, as a matter of fact, and eBay gives you the offer to list faster, and it gives you item specifics that they suggest.
Okay.
And it was a April 2009 Us magazine featuring, among other people, Angelina Jolie on the cover. Mr. Magazine, I want you to see what they said. Do you see a problem with what they said? This is fascinating. Anybody not?
Signed by Angelina Jolie.
They are defaulting, and it's only with Angelina and Brad Pitt. If you have magazines with them in it, they are defaulting in the item specifics signed by Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. For some reason, those two names default to signed by. So if you are listing magazines with them in there, be very, very careful, because I can see people buying them saying it said it was signed because the item specific said signed. They're obviously not signed. It's just a magazine with them in it. So it's happened.
And eBay will think that you did the drop down for signed.
Yeah.
Crazy. Crazy.
So be very careful, and it's on Angelina and Brad. For some reason, those two have that glitch coming up.
Bradgelina.
Exactly. Those are having that glitch coming up where it's defaulting to telling you that they're signed by. So watch that. Site changes. We have a little site change over here. Just got an email today from Etsy. They're beta testing best offer, and they offered Papergoy the opportunity to sign up for it. And Papergoy said, okay. So he clicked through to sign up for best offer. They suggested 10 items that I had that I would be good for best offer.
Okay.
Or I had the ability that I could put my entire store at best offer. Guess what Papergoy did?
Nothing.
I put the entire store at best offer.
Right.
Why not? I'm looking to move product. I've got plenty of product. Let's move it on out. Now, my margins aren't very good on it. I can't, obviously take crazy low offers or anything like that. But if it moves an extra item a week, I'm happy with that. It's more items gone. So yeah, Etsy is beta testing best offer, just to let you know. And now we'll head on into Local Mike's segment, item of the week. And Mr. Magazine brought something that's going to probably knock us all out.
So we talked about the Batman collection.
Oh my God!
Help here.
Yes, you do. Yes, this is delicate electronic.
It's all going to shift because of the way it's set up in this box. But this is part of my collection now. I've always been wanting.
You got it in the garbage bag.
I always wanted one of these, and this was in part of the deal. It's the original official Batman utility belt. We're going to cover up Papergoy's face. It's very cool. It's complete. It's got the instructions, all the tools and belt, all the weapons. Pretty cool piece. Pretty hard to find, especially complete. Box is in pretty good shape as well. Just something I've always wanted, and I finally got it by buying that local collection. So it does pay off.
Now, what is the value of something like that box?
On Parapeak, and a couple of years ago, they were $1,500 to $3,000.
Holy mackerel!
Mint one went for close to $20,000, like mint and complete. So it's probably $3,000 plus, at least I'm thinking.
Oh wow!
But I think Chet from Rhinos, he gave me the lead. They went into his store, and he wasn't interested, and he turned them on to me. And now I got to throw him a little bone.
Now that obviously is a rare piece.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Rare piece.
Yeah, and I looked online in case they reproduced them. One guy had the toys when he was a kid. Yeah. And he, obviously the box was gone. He actually reproduced a box for himself. But that's as far as reproduction. That's the one of a kind type of a thing, and you can see the difference. They're close, but I looked at this. Everything looks pretty much official, 100% real.
Wow. Yeah. Nice. So if you see that out there, definitely buy one, and now you have an idea of the value of it. Holy mackerel. Yeah, definitely. Yep. So I did get the email today, Dawn. I'm sure they'll be rolling it out. Again, it's only in beta test right now, but they'll be rolling it out.
Nice and new. How's it going?
Hey, Benny. Be seeing you in Springfield, I'm sure.
All right. Thank you, Don. Appreciate that. Very cool. Thank you. Okay. Yeah.
Da 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 da. Box. The fox and the box. She loves the way we say box. Okay. A couple of other things here. We'll head on into insulting offer of the week. That's the winner, so I'll do that one last. Mr. Magazine had a PSA 9 Herschel Walker rookie card, USFL card, only available in box sets.
Graded too, right?
Graded PSA 9,
Yeah.
$450. Somebody offered him $100. I had a $24 Argosy magazine with free shipping. I got an $8 offer, which means I could lose money. I passed.
Wow.
Nice.
Very cool.
Subscriber reached out, had a thermostop, sealed vintage thermostop, but sealed. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
They're asking $15 on it. They got a $2 offer. Apparently, whoever bought it probably really needs a thermostop. And it's like, no, we're not a your local Target. Go there. Mr. Magazine had an M&M animated phone at $103. Got a $20 offer.
Nice.
Justice League Green Lantern action figure, $56 with an $8 offer. $30 car, $10 offer. There you go. Book for $900, offer for $100.
Crazy.
Okay, that's right up there with Mr. Magazine's offer. Mr. Magazine did beat you, Puddings. Mr. Magazine had a Mickey Mantle JSA 9 signed baseball. Mickey Mantle signed baseball, asking $1,358 on it. He got offered $50. That is wrong on so many different levels. Where do you even start?
If Mickey Mantle was alive today and charged what he charged before he died, which was like $60 to $100, which is 20 years ago or whatever.
So inflation, he's getting $250.
Yeah, but even if he charged that, that's like
more than
say $75. The ball's $15 on 90. Certification is $75. I mean, they're hoping like that. I just clicked yes by mistake or something. Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, Willis Reed did. Yep. That's very true.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, he won this one. He's always a winner. Then we had a couple of customer issues this week. There you go.
I'll think about that. It is a better offer.
We just made you 10%.
That's right.
Mr. Magazine had a gentleman yelling about combined shipping before he bought, which is always a lot of fun. Like, you're going to combine shipping. So you have to buy the items first.
Exactly.
And then he bought them. And then because Mr. Magazine didn't combine the shipping right away, he, because I don't know, we sleep. He then is screaming that he wants to cancel the order because the shipping hasn't been combined yet and the shipping is way too high.
Yeah, I mean, on the weekend, not that I don't want to work at all, but I can't answer instantly on the weekend. I am working too, but usually family stuff or something, whatever, or resting, and I'm not on the computer all day like I am during the week. So like people don't understand, especially with the tracking. They want tracking, they want like information on their item on the weekend, and it's hard to do that. Nothing's moving,
Then we had a Mr. Magazine got a return on an item, and on the plus side, this gentleman at least knows himself. He returned a James Bond game. The reason why, there was a split corner that was repaired with Scotch tape. The split corner was not shown in any pictures in your eBay listing. And with all due respect, a split corner with Scotch tape over it is not typical age wear. Now, I'm not a game collector, and that could be a huge deal in the game world. I don't know. I'm sure you had plenty of pictures in it. Also, the inside compartment tray was not sealed. I sent an email specifically asking if the inside compartment was sealed. You replied yes. I believe this was an accidental oversight, except you said oversight. This was an accidental oversight.
I think most of it was sealed, but a certain area might have been lifted.
Right. Well, he even said on
you can see that the pieces were never used.
Because when I first looked at it, I also thought it was sealed. Only when I looked closer and took it out that I see it was neatly cut open on one side. The main disagreement I have is about the split taped corner. Blah, 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 blah. I was thinking of returning the Jetsons game because it is incomplete. It is missing a small dividing part as per the instructions. So it's missing a small dividing thing.
Like a piece of cardboard that divides
that's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Yep. But then he said, I like to leave open doors, and if you decide to sell me any items in the future, I will make sure to ask you many questions about the condition if the pics don't clearly show everything.
Thank you.
I guess the positive side of that is this gentleman at least understands, and he must be probably banned by a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because again, it's great that he's a collector on that level. perhaps eBay is not the place for him.
Mm.
Perhaps he needs to go to local shows where he can hold the item in his hand and look
Right.
at it.
Well, the problem too is he's frugal, because I took a lower offer, I think $50 or $55, and the comps could be 75 or more even. I think a completely sealed one's over 100. So I mean, he got it for $50. I mean, it's pretty close to new as you're going to get, and he still wasn't happy with the price he paid. He didn't want to negotiate any partial refund. So yeah, like I said, yeah, eBay's definitely not for him.
So was this $50 you got on the James Bond?
Yeah, I think it was 55 or something like that. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. $55 one then. Yep. Interesting other things. Mercari, apparently, I think I've even got stuff still on there. I don't remember. They're updating their terms of service. Bottom line, more fees. They're charging a percentage on the shipping, and they're charging a higher fee if you want instant transfer. If you need your money quicker, you're going to pay a little extra on that. Another thing that I read, an interesting article, this was over in Ohio. I read about it. A gentleman got a 1099 from Amazon for his taxes. Only problem is he doesn't sell on Amazon. Now he's fighting with the IRS. Apparently somebody stole his identity and sold a bunch of stuff on there using his social security number. Now he's got a 1099, and he's got to prove to the IRS that that's not his. He didn't make the money off of it.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He doesn't owe any taxes on it because that wasn't his. What a nightmare on that.
Speaking of Amazon, I had a guy call up and yell at me that he did not buy an item that he received. He received an item. He didn't buy it from. He didn't receive it. He was charged for an item. He called Amazon. It was on his credit card. It was from me. He said he never ordered it and he never received it. So we tracked it down. It was delivered. It's one of those things where he claims he didn't get it, but it was delivered. And he's yelling at me that there's fraud involved. I go, there's no fraud involved.
An order was put on Amazon.
Your account paid me money.
Yeah.
I shipped you an item, and I have proof that it was delivered. I don't know what fraud there is. If there's any fraud, someone stole your account and did it and wanted you to get no item. I don't, and they intercepted it midway from the postman. I don't know. So, but yeah, crazy stuff. And he was getting mad at me like it was my fault. I said, contact Amazon. They'll give you your money back, but they won't take my money because I proved that I shipped.
Yeah, I shipped it and you received the item that was ordered.
Yep. Panini Paul's in the house. How's it going?
So I did a short, and if you haven't watched our shorts over here on YouTube, definitely do so. They're short. I had one there, Robert Crumb Goes Mainstream, and it was about a Robert Crumb appearance article they did on him in People Magazine. Limited monetization because of the name Robert Crumb. So then I had to go and appeal that, and sure enough, after I appealed it, they ended up saying, oh, yeah, it's suitable for ads, and it can appear with ads and all that kind of stuff. So if you are doing YouTube videos, just be kind of careful. Certainly, I've shown in the past that JonBenet Ramsey is something or other that will get you flagged. Robert Crumb will also get you flagged as well. Got an invite today. Well, I was busy today. I got the invite from Etsy. I got the invite to try.
You got your own car?
Exactly. Try Bard, which is Google's smart GPT thing.
Someone mentioned it up here. Awesome Antiquarian.
Oh,
there you go.
There you go. Antiquarian and I are part of an exclusive club.
Wow.
Yep, I just got that as well. I clicked, and I don't know about you, Antiquarian, but I am on a waiting list now. So, woohoo! I'm in the waiting room. So it should be kind of interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I said, yeah, might as well. I'm a mover and a shaker. A couple of other things. Use your eBay supply coupon if you haven't already. They expire sometime soon. The end of the month, they're going to expire. I ordered.
You use mine?
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Bought myself stuff. I had it shipped to me. You're welcome.
Cool.
I bought envelopes, 2 different envelope orders. Both of them came open with like envelopes about falling out.
Really?
What eBay seems to be doing, and so be careful if you're ordering them, they're using one piece of tape across the top of the box and one piece across the bottom. They're not doing it an H. They're just doing one across, and it's not able to withstand the shipping. So the boxes are coming open. So just to let you know, I know that if I tried to ship things the way that eBay ships them to me, we would have a lot of trouble, and I'd probably be suspended from eBay shipping that way. But apparently they can just ship however they'd like.
You know what's in short supply, or at least was for a week, is banker boxes.
Oh, really?
WB Mason, that other local company I use sometimes, they were WB Mason was completely out, back ordered for a week or two. The other company only had $50 cases of bankers. So they're $5. They might have been higher.
All right, the
quicker,
higher,
but all the
yep.
regular basic duty ones were all out. I went to a couple Staples. They only had a couple left. I took them from there. And there was one on eBay. Some guy only had a couple left. I took them from there. So I guess they're just starting to get them in now again. But for a week or two, bankers were supply chain.
Definitely be do looking at your supplies and making sure that you're not ordering at the last moment. A lot of things are screwed up in the supply chain again. It's not as bad as it was earlier, but just random things are just getting screwed up in the supply chain. So check that out. Make sure you stay on top of that. I got a pet peeve, and I don't know why. I'm just going to take one moment because it's half my show where I'm going to tell you a pet peeve of mine. Don't you hate Mr. Magazine when people buy something or other from on eBay, and then they go and they put the message in there that tells you please ship to, and they give an address.
Oh, it's the same address.
And it's the same address.
I don't like that because I always look and it's like
exactly. Now I'm looking. I'm like, well, wait, that's exactly. But then you got to look all the way.
Or sometimes I'll forget and I'll print it. I'm like, oh man, what if it's the wrong address? And I'll look and it's the right address. I don't think it's ever been different. If it's different, they'll tell you it's different. Like, please ship it to my other address. If they just say, hey, ship it here, it's the right address. Yeah, I don't even look.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who gets a pet peeve about that one over there.
Either.
That's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah, that's right. I made a bank joke about that, and they got mad at me.
Really? I can't believe that.
I had to get the money out. I had to take a lot of money out, and you have to sign it because it's above a certain amount. And they go, oh, we can't give you that much. Why do you want it? I go, isn't everyone taking their money out of the bank? And she gave me a dirty look.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. Mr. Magazine got an email today from a volunteer in the Kherson region in Ukraine talking about how bad the situation is and the Russian forces are intensifying and how they've been promised foreign aid by countless charities, yada, yada, yada. As a last resort, I am appealing to MrMagazine.com to help Ukrainian civilians in the region with all essential supplies. So I'm assuming you're going to be sending a couple of old magazines over?
Well, I think he made the mistake of going to MrMagazine.com that has no sales. Now, if he went to dirtymagazines.xxx, might be able to throw him something.
Well, you certainly can throw him stuff on Mr. Magazine. You can throw him on 1972 Time Magazine.
Exactly.
Couple of other things going on. Suntan.
Right.
There you go. Remember how last week? Okay. Yep. On the waiting list. Yep.
Oh, Lucky Lou.
Do you remember last week I mentioned about Turkey and
eating or turkey?
The country.
Okay.
And how eBay...
Oh, yeah, I was getting hungry. Yeah, I remember that. Go ahead.
Otherwise you'd be scammed. Yeah, no, they were the same address. Yep, on those. So I found an article. The country Turkey rebranded itself in June 2nd, 2022 is the article. So they've been rebranded for almost a year. They don't want to be included with the bird anymore because bad jokes about the bird, about turkeys and the countries of Turkey and all that stuff. And now they're pronouncing it Turkey-yay. Turkey, Y-A-Y, Turkey-yay. Okay. So now we all know. I'm a little smarter than I was, thanks to everybody out there telling me that they rebranded.
Okay.
36 rolls of tape. There you go. Printed ink and mouse traps.
Yeah,
there you go.
Can't go wrong with those.
Did not do a Facebook auction this past Monday. I'm going to try to get one this Monday up. I finally did my taxes, so we'll be talking about that a little bit later. I figure we always do the show where we tell you how much we made. We'll be doing that. Next week will be our regular wonderful show. The week after will be an even better, more wonderful show because Mr. Magazine will not be here. Random Neighborhood Kid will be guest hosting. And then the following week after that, whatever that is, the 12th or whatever it is, we will be doing the big reveal where we tell what our sales actually were for the year. So definitely you don't want to tune in for that one right there to find out how much money a reseller can make. They did some turkey jokes. Yeah, exactly. That's funny. So I sold do you remember a couple of weeks ago, I sold the Life magazine to somebody in the prison and the magazine came back and then Amazon ended up refunding the money to the person.
Yeah.
Well, they reordered it.
Oh, nice.
And guess what happened?
Yeah, sent back again.
It got sent back again. So I get an email from them today and I'm not going to relist it on Amazon because they just keep reordering. This is the second, and then they spelled the word second out, and then they put apostrophe to ND close apostrophe in case I don't know what second meant.
Yeah.
Attempt to make this simple magazine delivery happen to my incarcerated stepbrother. Please investigate thoroughly as to why this item that was claimed to be delivered, as did the book that I purchased and was delivered, did not. If you cannot explain, please issue a second refund to my Amazon account. Thank you. I can tell you why. The prison's not taking orders from me.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, I thoroughly investigated. They will never bring anything into the prison that I send. Can I keep your money?
That's so weird.
Bells their own country, send the currency and postage stamps. There you go. See? The whole crowd is a lot smarter than I am, that's for certain. Now, do you remember how I had the problem back a week ago with the ad sheet for the stereo equipment that I had sold to France?
They thought it was the actual item.
They thought it was the actual item. I've not heard back from them. However, I sold 2 ad sheets to somebody in Brazil.
Nice.
And so now I'm a little skittish, as you can imagine. So I emailed him and I said, I just want you to know these are ad sheets. These are not actually the item. Please verify. Please verify. And he didn't answer back. Finally, I said, I can't really do anything. I can't get a late shipping on this. Packed it up, shipped it on out.
Yeah.
He contacts me back. Says, yeah, I know it's ad sheet.
There you go.
I said, okay, great.
Smart guy.
I said, all right. I just wanted to be sure because I had this other issue, and I quickly explained the issue to him. He responded back, not easy to deal with the world. French from Paris are very, well, not polite. Ha ha. He believed you would be selling him a tape recorder for a couple of dollars. Real smart frog. Ha ha.
Jeez.
So
It was in France?
this gentleman was in Brazil. He's heckling
the other guy.
Yeah, he's heckling the guy in France. Real smart frog. I'm like, okay.
Think about it. If we're in France and next door someone sold you that, it would cost more than that to go next door and get it.
Yes. yes, it would. Indeed. But it's great when our Brazilian friends are heckling our French friends.
All right. 82 in Georgia, 47 in Michigan, 54 in Rochester.
What are you, Jim Rome all of a sudden? Rack them.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm really happy for you. I'm going to let you finish Burger King of the best. There you go. Best rebrand. Yep. All right. Now it's time for everybody's favorite. Well, we're way ahead of schedule today. That's
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Get some sleep tonight. The big reveal, where we talk to Mr. Magazine about something he has no idea at all what today's subject is. So today's subject, 3 times I had people buy an advertising flyer of a cigar store, Indian. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Yeah. Mhm. That's crazy.
Oh, that's funny. Today's main topic, and Mr. Magazine, you can probably filibuster on this one here for a while. The stresses of reselling.
God.
Take it away, Mr. Magazine.
Where do I begin? Well, I tell you right now, the more I grow, the more I make. Obviously, the more stress I go through. The warehouse is running out of room. That's stressful. Do I want to buy another place? Do I want to keep getting pods, which I'm out of room? Employees come and go. We have some average employees that we'd like to replace, but it's hard finding people.
Yes, it is.
The wages we're paying is, we're paying double than we were 5, 6, 7 years ago, pretty much. So, and then maintaining that level where my bills are at. I got business loans and stuff, and we do well, but there's a lot of expenses along the way that we'll tell you about in a couple weeks, right?
3 weeks.
Yeah, but it's just, I told my wife, I know we were talking about something. I go, it's not easy to maintain 300 orders a day, no matter who you are, and it's something that we need to be at that level just to be average right now, and when we're at 208 Monday, well, that's a big hit. That makes me worry, like, geez, what if it's like this every day? What if something's going on in the economy where, it's going to be 200 or 150 even, then I got to start laying off employees, which I don't want to do, stop buying, which I don't want to do. So, to keep business going and buying these big deals that I like to buy to grow, a lot of stress involved, a lot of factors, a lot of variables,
Well, I'm going to tell you real quick.
Not to mention, always worried about getting suspended on eBay, suspended on Amazon. We're listing photos on eBay. Are they going to kick this out because it's in the wrong category? Or if we forget to put the new drop down, we're going to get suspended. Or, Amazon, there's always, these zero rights crap going on. So that's another stress that I got to tackle.
Well, I'm going to, how do you pay your employees? You pay them weekly?
Yes.
Okay, good. Here's a stress out there to anybody in New York State. There is a law out there that's been on the books, and I think it's been since like 1935 or something other like that, that if you have manual laborers, which I believe, and I'm check into this on your own if you are in New York State, I believe manual laborers are considered 25% or more on their feet. So that would include clerks, retail clerks, things like that are considered manual laborers.
Yeah.
You are required by law, by this 1930s law, to pay your employees weekly. Well, a lot of places pay their employees every 2 weeks. Well, apparently some lawyer dug up the law and sued and won. And apparently the penalty for not paying every week is you're considered late. Every other week you're late because you paid every 2 weeks. So this week you're late, the following week you're on time. Late is 100% of the late wages. So in other words, you're paying 50% more after the fact, going back potentially, I believe, up to 7 years on that. So we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars potentially. Now, big employers above 100 employees are exempt from the law. I guess New York State had it in place because they didn't want people to work for a couple of weeks and me to abscond and not pay anybody. Right. So if I pay people every week, I can't run away with as much wages if I take off. But that's one of those things, it's been on the 90 years, this law has been on the books, hasn't been enforced in 50 years.
Who knew about it? And that's something where, even like, if we use Paychecks or whoever you use for your checking and all that, payroll, they may not even know.
Right. Yeah. I knew in the back of my head that was the law, and I've seen a lot of people breaking it, but I had no idea what the rule was about it. I'm like, you got to pay manual people every week. But so that's where there's a stress. All of a sudden that comes out of left field, or like our friends over here, Ben and the auction professor and all that in Ohio, with the law coming in that they can no longer auction. Yeah. That's a stress. That completely changes your business structure right there. I'm not touching that one.
I don't believe so, do I?
Well, you don't get negotiated rates. He buys He buys everything through the third party marketplaces. Yep. So he gets through eBay and all that stuff. Yep. Security networking, I have a computer set up so I can hire someone overseas to help with my listings. Oh, $4 an hour in the Philippines. Wow. Yeah. Jeez. That could be my wife's cousin for all we know. Ready for New York workers, rise against the establishment. There you go. We're right up there. We are right up there.
Definitely a lot.
On that over there, payroll service. Yeah, but even that one right there, Amazon seller.
Yeah,
I see payroll records regularly. For my day job, and I've seen any number of manual labor places that are paid every 2 weeks. Nobody really paid attention to the law. It's one of those laws that's been ignored. I believe. Look into this, but I believe technically you're not supposed to pay your workers by check. I think there's some really old law in the books about paying your workers by check. You're supposed to pay them by cash, and you have to get like a $25, if I remember right, something like a $25 license from the state to be able to pay with check, because it was started in 1920 or something like that.
They gotta fix that.
Yeah, so if I remember right, you have to get special dispensation from the state. Well, everybody pays with check, right? And it's one of those. Now that I said that, some lawyers researching it right now. There'll be huge lawsuits coming out against that too. Wow, look at the trouble that I start. It's very well and whatnot.
I'm doing great. I haven't lost any money at all and whatnot. Can't argue. I have no complaints here.
I do okay. We'll already might tune in 3 weeks, and I will give my exact numbers on there. I'm happy with it, but I also, as much of anything, I'm doing it for the social aspect of it on that over there, as opposed to trying to make a lot of money. So my stresses this past week, my furnace had a problem. I had to call the guy out. And of course, you were telling me before the show, you've got problems, not necessarily with reselling, but with your laundromat, problems with the changer down. You got a problem with the machine leaking. I had a problem there with the heat, in my furnace. So I had to call that guy. So
lighting at the warehouse started going.
Oh, like that.
Exactly.
Like that. That was perfect timing, by the way. You can do that again. Jeez. Special effects. I did my taxes this past week. Pay cash weekly. Woo.
Wow.
So I did my taxes, and believe it or not, even though I did not have nearly as good of a year, I barely paid enough money in to cover my taxes. You might be looking at a bill this year, but I barely paid enough in. I paid $12,000 in estimated taxes, and I think I'm getting $600 back.
Okay.
But that was stressful because I'm like, that's been hanging over my head for a while. And that's the reason why I didn't do the Facebook auction either, is I got to get these taxes done. I absolutely have to get them done. But then when I went to do them, I had to file New York State tax as well, obviously.
Right.
So I go online in order to find the forms, click on one of the forms. You do not have the proper PDF viewer for this. You can't use your browser. You have to, and you click through, and I got to finally follow through all these rules. I've got to download Adobe Acrobat or Adobe Reader in order to do it. So I do that. I'm able to print the form out that I need. Another form that I need, somehow it saves it differently. Now I'm trying to do it, and it says, oh, we have to convert this to PDF. That's not part of your regular free Adobe Reader. However, you can pay for the upgrade. You get 7 days free, and you'll be able to do it. And I'm like, I don't want to be paying for an upgrade in order to do my taxes.
Right.
But so finally, I searched the web and was able to finally find some forms that I could print out and be able to use. But I'm all stressed out about that, and I'm thinking to myself, nothing against your dear departed mother, or my mother. Is there any chance that they could do that?
No.
I mean, I've been on computers for years, and it took me 15 minutes, and I was able to do it.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of steps in order to even just print out what I needed for taxes.
Right.
And you have to file taxes. You have no option on that whatsoever.
When I told you the IRS trying to get into my account, I have to do facial recognition, and I have to show my license. Well, my license was from 10 years ago. My face changed a little bit, so I'm assuming that's why I keep getting locked out when I keep taking my picture to compare it to my license. My hair's there. I had to take my hat off because it's not in my license. My face is a little different, a little older, a little, whatever. And it keeps locking me out. So, and I have to call now to get into my account instead of, trying to do it online without their help. So that's going to take a 2-hour phone call probably.
Wow. Yeah. See, now last year I had to do all that with the IRS, and I guess I'm just still handsome. It recognized me off my license.
Something.
Couple of and then Amazon. I got the email that I was dreading from Amazon. Well, one of the emails that I'm dreading from Amazon. You need to verify your account, and in order to verify your account, you have to send in a government document, your driver's license or passport. Yeah. You don't send it in; you scan it in. Send it to them, and then you have to send in a credit card statement or a bank statement. Okay, so I went and I did this. Now, the horror stories that I've heard from a lot of different people are if it does not match exactly, then you're in trouble. Right. Well, they'll basically suspend you.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, and my license has my middle name. Nothing else has my middle name on it because nobody asks you for middle names and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Nobody has, it doesn't show your middle name on your bank account. Hello, Jackie Jack.
Hold on, wait. Jeff's got a great idea. Why didn't I think of that? Right? It'll work. Close up in my face. It might just work. Identical. It's worth a shot, honestly. Nice.
So I send in the
Dandy Dave's in the house, and I think Jazzy Jackie Jack as well.
So I send in the scan. of my license and of a credit card. Send it on in. Meanwhile, you see at the top of your your Amazon, it says you may not. It didn't say. It said you can transact as normal, but you can't. It was really weird the way they phrased it. It said you can transact as normal while we're reviewing it, but you can't do everything. And I'm like, or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not exactly sure what I can't do. Am I allowed to list items? And I was able to list items and everything. I'm like, well, if I can list items and sell items and ship them, that's fine. About 2 hours later, I get an email that there's a problem. And I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Turns out that the problem is that apparently I didn't use good enough DPI on the scan.
Mm-hmm.
So now I've got to go muck around, figure out how to increase the DPI, send a better DPI, and send the stuff back over to them. And now you're just sitting there. I was sitting there all day. The next day, just what's going to happen?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? All of a sudden, I get this email from them. Congratulations. Let's see if I print it out over here. They basically said, congratulations. Oh, yeah, here was the original one. You currently have limited access to Amazon. Your account is under verification.
Oh,
now, you see limited access. You're going, what is going on?
Can you email customers? Can you read customers' emails?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah, they warn you have limited access, but then they say you can still transact as normal.
Now, is this normal? I get them maybe every couple months I have to update my phone number, and it's the same phone number. I just got to go in there and click,
Yeah,
confirm.
yep. They ask you that all the time too. Yep. So then they ended up telling me that I was okay on it, but they said basically, welcome to selling on Amazon. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean welcome to? I've been selling
with your account's like 0.
That's exactly what I was worried about. I'm like, what do you mean welcome to
I'd
selling?
be a nervous wreck. You know what oh my goodness.
Like, wait, did I lose all my items? What do you mean welcome to selling? I've been selling for all this time. And it's like, welcome to selling. Go to Amazon.com for this great new experience. And I'm like, my heart is going like this. I log in and everything's exactly as it was. And that banner
random, or are they doing with everyone? Like,
they're doing with everybody.
At some point, so I'll be contacting you to help me through that process.
Right. And I think that tied back to the story that I brought earlier about the gentleman who got the 1099s for somebody stealing his identity.
Yeah.
So this is what they're trying to do. It's almost like, you know how banks have know your customer, and you have to show your ID and all that. And, it's the same type deal. I think the feds passed a law a year or so ago, and all the online sites have to know their customers essentially to make sure that you're who you say you are, and your address matches up and everything matches up. So they're just doing their due diligence. And I know they just have bots doing it, but it's scary.
Yeah,
it really is scary, especially when you see you have limited access. What? And then they kick it back the first time, and then they tell you, oh, welcome to selling. Like, I've been selling for the last 10 years. What are you talking about? Welcome.
Holy cow.
Being terrified, been procrastinating on it for a month. Yeah. And exactly. You're exactly right, Paul. There's a bank account I want to use over on Etsy instead of one that I'm using now.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it going, is it even worth that? All that to put it in, and then all of a sudden, because I've heard nightmares about Etsy having problems too with verifying accounts and all that kind of stuff. And these are just the stresses. And the real problem with the Amazon, as far as I'm concerned, I'm jumping through all these hoops. When everything's said and done, best case scenario, I'm where I was before they made me jump through all these hoops.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. There is no potential upside. It's not like if you finish all these, we'll waive selling fees on the next 10 items you sell or something like that. Okay, at least there's a positive upside. No.
Your seller health goes up to 400.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, no. If you jump through all these hoops, you can keep doing what you've been doing. Enjoy the stress.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And we all have those problems regularly. And, whatever it happens to be. I mean, the stress of a deal. How are you going to get this deal?
Yeah.
How are you going to, the stress.
Jeez, you should have seen what I did. The Washington guy.
Yep.
So I better call him. I better call him because, it's been a week, so he knows what's going on. So I had him in my voicemail, and I went to click it, and I deleted it. The phone number. I think I have a backup somewhere. I got to dig it out. Maybe when I gave you the receipts, it might be in that sheet there. I had some information, but just stupid stuff like that. I'm like, oh, geez. Guys are waiting, thinks I'm a jerk, but I'll be a jerk anyways when I turn them down. But
Well,
That's what it is.
but that's even like, I mean, even the stress on a deal and all that kind of stuff. You know, I was at that sale I was telling you about where I was in the closet, and there were lots and lots of books that I could have bought. They were okay books. I could make money off them. And here I am stressing, okay, A, I'm on break from work, so I can't really sit here all day.
Mhm.
B, it's raining outside, so I really don't want to carry books. C, for whatever reason, this sale had a lot of drivers around it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't really pull up any closer to the house because I'll, run somebody over or get run into or something or other. So I got to walk down with it. And I don't really want to make 2 trips. I don't really want to carry a lot of books in the rain.
Right.
And here, these are all just, minor
Yeah.
stresses that you think about too. I'm sure you've looked at these deals before and you're like, well, where am I going to put the stuff? How am I going to handle it? What am I
Yeah.
going to do with it? And at some point, sometimes you just wash your hands of it. And you're like, if I could click my fingers and this stuff was all at my warehouse.
Right.
But the logistics to get it, no, it's just too much stress to get it.
Sure.
Even the Washington deal where you had to fly out there and
Yeah.
you had to worry about the tractor trailer, or the Ohio deal when we did that.
Oh,
How do you back the
brutal.
tractor trailer in? How are you going to do
Yeah.
this? How are you going to do this? Or the Pennsylvania deal we had.
Georgia, 3 18-wheelers. And I didn't know I needed 3, but I was able to orchestrate 3, so yeah.
Or I don't know if you remember the Pennsylvania deal or not, but that tiny street, and you had to sit there and try to get back the U-Haul up in this tiny little street. And of course, right when you did it, the neighbor had to leave. You remember that or not?
Oh, Manhattan. Oh, I remember Manhattan in the
yep.
rain. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there hasn't been many easy ones. And that's why I pay Aaron to go get them nowadays.
So I know we all have a lot of stresses out there. I just wanted to share this week's stress between the income tax and the Amazon and, the New York state law that they're enforcing and the like. It's just kind of, not that affects me, but it could affect other people out there. And this is just a daily stress. You never know when the fire marshal might come in.
Yeah.
You've got employees. OSHA could come in. You've got all of these extra stresses that I don't have as well. You've got the employee driving potentially, Aaron driving and, you're paying them. So who knows what can happen with that there.
Sure.
Even when you, I'll give another example. You had the box truck with the DOT numbers and all the fun stuff with that and having to.
I'm still getting calls and I already paid to take care of it, but who knows? Some of these companies are scamming.
Yep. So lots of different things.
Yeah.
Support chatting with other sellers in your local area. Basically, I just go to sales and I just chat people up at sales. I've been doing it for years. I find flea markets are actually great places to start talking to people. If you have flea markets around you, just start talking at a flea market because estate sales, the problem with it is everybody kind of is going their own way. Certainly you can see people and talk to them, but flea markets are great because the dealer is standing there. He's got nothing else to do anyway. If obviously pick your time. If he's dealing with the customer, you don't want to sit there and talk to him for an hour, but a lot of them, 1 o'clock in the afternoon and they're closing up at 3 and it's kind of a slow time. Sit there and talk to him, pick his brain, find out, you'll end up being a customer of his forever because he'll end up finding stuff for you. So that would be my advice on that there.
So all things cool and
fun.
So I'm going to do a pre-rambling story with this line here. So yesterday I got Gary from Henrietta coming in with a multi-$1,000 deal.
Well, we'll just make it a real rambling story.
All right. We got the Batman.
Oh, all right. Give it the intro.
Okay.
Rambling story of the week. Make it official.
All right. So yesterday they have Gary from Henrietta coming in. Well, first I had to take my dog to the vet because we're taking him on a trip in a week or so. So I had to get that done. I had to get that done by 10:30 to meet Gary from Henrietta. So luckily, and I needed to go to the bank to get a lot of money for the Batman deal and Gary and every other deal. So I had to sign the papers there because it was over a certain amount of money. So luckily I got done with my dog in time for 10 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Went to the bank, met Gary 10:30. Perfect. It was a few $1,000 deal. Great deal. Now I got Batman guy coming in at, I think, 12 or 12:30. So we had to make room for that stuff. So we had to make room. And then I have Aaron coming in tomorrow. So we had to make room in the garage for that stuff coming in. And I got Matt in Pittsburgh. He's got 15,000 45s I'm buying from him. And then he found a guy with DVDs and stuff too. So I'm trying to orchestrate all this stuff. Now in the middle of the day.
No, hold on. That's not stressful, is it?
No, not at all.
Okay, good.
The middle of the day, I get a phone call. It's my wife. Do you know what you did? I don't know. What did I do now? You know, you put a Q-tip in the toilet. I go, yeah. Because I think I told a rambling story that I plugged up the toilet with the wipes. The wipes.
Yeah. Did you tell her you're trying to start for the next traveling story?
I said, well, I go, it's a toothpick, or it's a, what is it? It's
Q-tip,
a Q-tip. I'm so stressed right now. I can't even say it. Yeah, Q-tip. I said, oh, who cares? She said, what if you plug it up again? Okay, I got to come up with tens of thousands of dollars today to make a lot of money. And if I do plug it up, it's $500-600. And with one little Q-tip, I don't think it's going to happen. When we get the Q-tip 2008, then maybe it might plug up, but that's, I go, worry about something more important. We got a trip coming up or your job or something like that. So that's the type of stuff I always tell her, because she has the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. I said, you should read that. And then every time she does things like that, I say, I got bigger fish to fry, which I do, but I'd like to see her in my shoes one day, with a day like that, where I had to orchestrate meeting all these people and getting all these deals done, just crazy. So that's
a good story.
Yeah. And now I'll save the other one for next time.
There you go.
Oh, we got
we got a few people over here, and then we'll bid you adieu.
Yes.
Exact match status is a huge problem. Oh, on gate for. Oh, geez, Louise.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what scared me. That's what scared me a lot. Because again, there's no middle, or there's a middle initial, not a middle name on my bank account as far as what comes to me. I just go in the back room and just shoot Nerf balls at each other. Yeah, that's pretty much what we do most of the day. It's a lot of fun.
Sure, we got a lot of time for that.
Does not equal the middle name. Yep. Apply for a credit card as exact match. Make sure my name and address exact match. Yeah, that's crazy with the ST for street and all that stuff. Jeez. Don't split the petty stuff and don't pet the swipes.
Exactly.
Hey now.
Exactly.
Hey now.
Oh, I will try to remember that now.
You dingus.
I usually do, but sometimes, I don't know, it's either full or my foot's not near the little pedal that opens the garbage. So I'm like, without taking a step, I can just toss it there.
There you go. All right, everybody. Try to have a stress-free week this week. I want to thank everybody for coming on out. I thank even more if you hit the like button, which I'm sure most of you have already. Definitely do appreciate it. Again, next week will be a regularly scheduled show. The following week, we'll have Random Neighborhood Kid on there as well. And we definitely want to thank
Smurgy.
Yeah, I can't read this far. Definitely want to thank him for that. That definitely helps out a lot. Definitely do appreciate that. We'll maybe have a Facebook on Monday. I'm not certain yet. Maybe not. I definitely do have a Whatnot on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Every other lot is print ads. So Mr. Magazine's happy about that. I give him a check every week, so he's happy. So stop on by. Papergoy over on Whatnot at 4 o'clock. Don't know about the Facebook. We'll figure it all out. And otherwise, try to not have any stress. Hit the like button, and we will see you next week.
Take care. Bye-bye.